Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga with Leif and this full body gentle flow class. So this class is for anybody who wants to take a bit of a shorter class but still get to work on strength and mobility and activating your whole body. So without further ado, let's get started. Coming to the front of our mats, lifting, spreading the toes, feeling that foundation down through the soles of your feet, sending the energy up to the top of your head, some length out through your fingers. Bringing in your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, so your internal locks. And if you have an Ujjayi breath, you can start to connect with that now. So first from here, we're going to bring our hands back, interlacing the fingers, doing a slight little heart opener, setting the heart up towards the chest, feeling that we're working with our back here. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up over our head, and breathing out, folding forwards to Uttanasana. Taking a second here, so just bending and stretching the knees. Doing it feels nice. Try to relax the head and neck. And bringing the weight into our right foot. Freeing the left so we can lift it up. Finding a little length here out through the legs and the top of your head. Then we're going to do a slight bend with the right knee and then straighten it again. And one more time, bending and straighten. We're going to drop the left foot down behind us and dropping the knee down to the floor and finding a little stretch in the front of our thigh, finding some length in the spine. One more breath. We're going to find a little stretch in the back of our legs, so we're coming up on the ball of the foot and the back leg, lifting the knee, and then trying to stretch the knees as much as we can here. So maybe they're bent, that's totally fine, but we're just looking to activate the back of the legs. Last breath. Bring your left hand down towards the floor. We're going to find a little twist. So again, maybe your legs are bent, that's totally fine. We're going to open our chest towards the leg that's in front of us. So we're going to open up to the side here. Maybe your hand is supporting yourself on your leg, or you can start to send it upwards towards the sky. And also finding length in the knees, sending the heels down towards the floor. One more breath here. And the right hand coming down, moving the right leg back to downward facing dog. Push the whole hands down, making sure we have our index and our pointing finger, index and middle finger, pointing straight forwards, and then the inside of the arms coming forwards as well. Finding the straight arms, and if your knees are bent here, that's totally fine. Dropping the head. And one more breath. So we're going to move forwards towards Uttanasana, but here breathing in, gazing forwards, breathing out, bending the knees, making sure that we're pushing through the arms, keeping weight in the hands the whole time. We're going to start walking the feet forwards. We have so much time here, so there's no rush to get forwards right away. From here, shifting the weight into your feet, bending the knees for a little chair pose, breathing in, coming up with your torso, hands in front of your heart, and breathing out, coming up to standing. So opposite side, hands come back, breathing in, opening the heart and chest. One extra breath. And staying here with your back, just releasing the hands, coming up, breathing in. And breathing out, folding forwards. Here, shifting the weight into the left leg, freeing the right, lifting in, coming up, finding some length. Feeling that activation, noticing what's going on in your body. And bending the left leg and stretching. And bending the left leg again and stretching. Coming back down with your right foot, dropping the right knee, and then finding the stretch in the front of your right foot or your right thigh and hip. One last breath here. And lifting the back leg, finding the stretch back to the thighs. Maybe the back of your calves here as well for some people. Also, we're trying to keep parallel hips, so we're not opening the one hip to the side, but really trying to straighten up those hips. Okay, right hand down, finding the twist, left hand on your leg, your thigh, maybe your hip, or maybe you can come all the way up and straighten the arm up towards the sky. Last breath. Breathing out, the hand comes down, moving the left leg back to downward facing dog. Finding the pose here. And sending your breath into your chest, so not into your stomach. And again, not stressing yourself. We have lots of time here, so just work with that awareness inwards, noticing what's happening, what's going on, and doing what's feeling right for your body. And a little reminder here, there's nothing that should be painful or uncomfortable when we're doing yoga. Everything should feel just right, like Goldilocks. Okay, breathing forwards, breathing in, gazing forwards, breathing out. What's up with my words today? Breathing out, bending the knees, and walking forwards. Shifting the weight into your feet, maybe bring the toes together this time. A little bit of space between the heels, bending the knees, finding chair pose, breathing in, coming up with the chest. And breathing out, straightening up the body. Okay, a little bit more flow here, breathing in, arms up, slight lift of the heart, maybe a little back bend, and breathing out, coming forwards. Breathing in, find some length, and out, weight into the hands, jumping back to plank. Chaturanga, bending the elbows, coming down. From here, laying down onto our stomach, we're going to do a few cobras, so pushing the top of our feet down, pulling the stomach in, finding some length through the top of your head, and breathing in. Feel that we're really using our back, our activation in our back here to lift up, and then maybe lift the hands. Breathing out, coming down. Moving back through all fours, and coming up to downward facing dog. Lifting the legs, three-legged dog, being careful not to shift the weight too much from side to side. So try to stabilize your body as much as you can. Breathing in, lifting up your right leg. So you're just a little activation, it doesn't really matter that it has to be so high up. Just lifting it up, engaging. Maybe we're not so warm yet either. So it's nice just to take it a little bit easy. Breathing out, coming down, changing sides. So again, not shifting too much weight into your right side. Trying to really balance and stabilize. Bringing the left leg up. Keeping the forward rotation here, the inside of the elbows, pointing forwards. Breathing out, coming down. And some spinal waves. So think of curving your back, bringing your hips forward and bring your head in. Moving the weight forwards into your hands. Breathing in, arching the back, so opposite movement. And then the weight back to downward facing dog. 2 more times. Breathing out, curving the back, coming forwards. Breathing in, opening, and coming back. Last time. Breathing out, curving, coming forwards. Breathing in, opening, and back. Jumping forwards to chair pose. Breathing in, gazing forward. Breathing out, bending the knees. Hop or jump. Hop or jump, kind of the same thing, or walk. Landing in chair pose. Breathing in, coming up. Hands to your hips or in front of your heart. So we're going to stand here for a couple of breaths. Really feeling the weight, maybe moving a little bit forwards and backwards, finding that perfect spot where the weight is equal under the soles of your feet. And now shifting the weight into our right side. We're going to free the left foot, see if we can come up on the ball. Maybe we can lift it up. Holding for 2 breaths. 1. And 2. Great, guys. Bringing the left leg down and shifting the weight into your left side. Coming up with the right. See if we can lift up the leg and hold. 1. And 2. The leg comes back down again, straightening, coming up to standing. All right, from here, breathing in all the way up. Breathing out, folding forwards. Breathe in, find some length. Shift the weight into the hands. Jump or hop or walk back to plank all the way down. Breathing in, upward facing dog this time. Maybe you have your knees down on the mat, but still, that rotation in the shoulders, opening the heart. If there's any discomfort here, maybe you've gone a little bit too deep or dropped your hips too much, maybe come a little bit further back up. Or you have to engage your legs a little bit more and then think of tightening your glutes or your butt a little bit as well. Last breath. Coming back to child's pose. So just the opposite movement for your spine here. Okay, last breath. Coming to sitting, hands beside our knees, looking at your index finger and your pointing finger, your middle finger. I mean, your middle finger isn't even your pointing finger, but sure, whatever. Pushing the hands down, inside the elbows forwards, and then curving the back, so pulling your stomach inwards, and then we're gonna try to lift both of our knees up at the same time. Holding the lift. Maybe you want to do a little extra, lift both of your feet, you can do that. And then coming down. Easiest way to come to sitting, so if you want to try to jump through or just swing your legs out to the side, that's up to you. Yogi's choice. Coming into Navasana. So finding that balance on your butt. Maybe you have your feet down, maybe you have them lifted up, but anyways, pulling the stomach in, bringing your ribs in, but at the same time finding length through the top of your head. Bring the legs up, you can be holding here if that feels better for you. Maybe you come up with straight legs. We got 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the next exhale, bring the legs in, holding here so that we can relax your stomach, give it a little break. Coming back in, we're gonna do it one more time, but before that, we got a little lift here on the front side. So you can drop your feet down, hands down, same way as before, pushing down, curving the back, bringing the stomach in. While we're here, maybe lift up one leg, maybe lift up the other leg, and if you can, try to lift up both legs at the same time. Hold for one more breath, and coming down, straight into Navasana. Bring the legs up, straightening them out, your choice. 5 breaths, 1, 2, feel free to stay here wherever you are, or join me down for half bridge, half boat, half Navasana. 3, so here still finding the length out through your toes, the top of your head, bringing your stomach and your ribs in. 4, last breath, 5. See if you can lift yourself up into Navasana, bring the legs in, crossing them the opposite, holding here on your legs. It's a little pro tip for you guys. This is what I like to do in between when I, for a little break, because when I'm holding here, then I can really relax the hip flexors and my abdominals and all those muscles, that whole area there. Okay, get ready for one little lift. Lifting up. Yogi's choice, maybe your feet are on the ground, that's totally fine. We're just trying to lift up our butt and engage our abdominals. And breathing out, coming down. Little reverse tabletop, soles of the feet down on the mat, toes pointing forwards, but a shoulder width apart the whole time. Hands coming back behind us. Maybe your fingers are pointed a little bit out to the side, but try not to have them behind you, okay? So we want to work with that motion in the shoulders by bringing the fingertips forwards. Opening the heart and chest, pushing the soles of our hands and feet down. And then we're gonna raise the hips up. Make sure we're not collapsing in the front here, so we're working on opening the heart. And depending on how your neck is, right, maybe you wanna have it held here, but if it feels okay, then you might wanna think of it as an extension of your spine. And if your neck is totally fine, then you can start dropping it backwards here, but making sure that we don't have any pain in any of the vertebrae. Holding for 2 more breaths. 4, and 5. So keeping the weight into your hands and feet, we're gonna do a little flow here, a little core heart opener flow. So breathing out, we're coming down, still keeping the weight in your hands, curving the back, sending the butt a little bit backwards, and then breathing in, opening up the front. Breathing out, closing the front, bringing the stomach in, breathing in, opening the heart. We'll do this one more time. Breathing out, coming forwards, breathing in, opening up, and breathing out, coming back down to sitting, and then lying down on our backs for a little rest. All right, how's it going, guys? You hanging in there? I know it's very different when we have these home practices. It's so easy to just like drop out or stop or jump over some bits that you don't want to do. But try to notice that, and why do you skip bits and parts? It's totally fine, of course, if that's what you feel like you need today. But try not to just do it out of a bad habit, skipping things that really could be good for you to do. Modified Setu Bandhasana, arms along the side, still same position with the feet. So pushing the soles down, maybe the arms too, coming up with the hips. Trying to make sure our knees aren't going out to the side, so keep those active inside of the thighs. We're working on stabilization here. And then also you want to release anything that you got going on in your stomach and your ribs to open up the front body. So you can interlace the fingers here to come a little bit higher up, or bring the arms over your head, pushing the back of your hands down into the mat. So we're gonna stay here for another 3 breaths. If you wanna do some rotations, you can think of doing that. So think of like rotating around your own spine. So it's dropping or kind of twisting the hips, yeah? But then you wanna keep the same distance between your knees the entire time here. Last breath. So lifting up, breathing out, curving the back, and thinking of coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. From here, collecting the legs, maybe rocking back a little bit backwards and forwards, side to side, massaging your back into the mat. And the soles of your feet, dropping the knees to one side, finding a twist in your spine. Maybe stretch out the opposite arm and let your gaze fall over that hand. 1 more breath. Going with the knees up, changing sides. 3 breaths, 2. Last breath. Breathing out, coming back, lifting the legs. Supta Parabhustasana. So we're stretching out one of the legs, lifting up the opposite. Here you can grab hold behind your thigh, your knee, your leg. If you can manage it, grab your foot, maybe your index and middle finger. Grab around your big toe, and then think of extending the knee or straightening the knee. And then trying to keep this leg down on the floor and the knee and toes pointing straight up towards the sky. Yeah, so it's normal to start like losing this one and going up to the side, but work on stabilization here. So you want to pull this leg down towards you, okay, finding that stretch in the back of your leg. We're going to hold it for 5 breaths. 2. 3. Also here I'm still working with my shoulder, so pulling the shoulder down into my back and then thinking that little rotation in the arm as well. 4. And 5. Breathing out, releasing the leg and changing sides. So left leg is coming up and doing the same there. You might notice a difference. Maybe you're a little bit more flexible on one side than the other side. It's pretty normal for a lot of people. So don't be surprised if you can bring the one leg further down than on the other side. 3. 4. And 5. Breathing out, releasing down to the floor. From here, we're going to come up to sitting. So the easiest way for you, maybe you want to collect the legs and use these, rock back and forth, or just roll over to one side and come up from there. So you're going to work towards the middle splits. So legs out to each their own side. You can start with just keep your hands behind you, pushing the hips forward. So you find that nice stretch in the inside of your thighs, keeping the knees and toes pointing upwards. Maybe you want to do a little heart opener here as well. So bring the shoulder blades together, sending your heart upwards. Or if you want to go further, you can bring the hands forward and then walk them forward, thinking your stomach, your chest, and then your head coming down towards the floor. Holding for 4 more breaths. 3. 4. And 5. Walking the hands back up for those of you that have come forward, collecting the legs. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together. So here you judge how close or how far you have your legs. The focus is still the inside of your thigh, so just get it to a point where it's like, yeah, you feel that this feels pretty good, and that's probably where you should be. So finding a little length in your spine, you can stay here sitting, maybe supporting your hands back, same thing here as well, or we can be working forwards. So again, thinking the stomach, the chest, and then the head coming down. So it's not just thinking, bring the top of your head downwards, but you want to have that little length, that activation, that stabilization, and find the longest way. So we're working on finding that mobility, or the kind of the most amount of mobility that we can. Yeah. 3, 4, and 5. Coming back to sitting, shaking out those legs. We're just going to do a little moment here of meditation for ourselves. So find a nice, comfortable sitting position. Some length in your spine. Maybe if you have a pillow or something like that, it could be okay to put that under your butt here to come a little bit higher up. You just want to think of relaxing these inside of the thighs that we've just been stretching. Your hands, they could be on your knees or maybe here in front of you. Here, yogi's choice. Think of tilting your chin a little bit downwards. Gaze, maybe about 1.5 meters in front of you. Close your eyes, feeling that length out through the top of your head. I'm just going to take a few breaths here together, being quiet, moving your awareness, your attention inwards, just observing how you feel. Notice your thoughts, your feelings, and your body. Just letting go of everything that we don't need. Just being here and now. Releasing control. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today in this short little practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely drop me a line down in the comments. Let me know. I look really forward to hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for today. Namaste. Okay, that was it. So if you have any comments or anything that you're wondering about, or just would like to drop me a line, let me know how today went. I'd love to hear from you. So drop me a line down in those comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, namaste, and have a fantastic day.